morning. It's day 2 of the Advanced Survival Challenge. We're going to go up and check out the guys. It's about 8:30 in the morning. We'll walk upstream and see how they did last night. Howdy. Did you survive?
Yeah, a little rough, but
yeah.
Right.
You getting breakfast?
Trying to get my saw. Did the water containers out of 3 little cactus palms.
Cool. I'll have to check it out here in a minute. Did David die?
I don't know. I was just about to go check on him. I was going to come down and see what you're up to and see if I can get some more grasshoppers out of that big field.
Oh.
Before they get too warmed up.
Yeah.
Nice to have some extras for fish bait.
What's that?
Nice to have some extras for fish bait.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch down there. There's a bunch in this field too. Did you die?
Kinda.
You kind of died? Oh, did your shelter fall?
Yeah.
Oh, fail.
You alright? Yeah.
Did it fall on you in the middle of the night?
I'm at 10 o'clock.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weight on there.
Yeah.
Were you in it?
Yeah.
Did you hear it cracking?
Yeah, but I didn't know what it was.
Oops. Yeah.
Burned a lot of wood.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah, this stuff burns up pretty quick. Yeah.
You need a lot of wood to get burned all night.
Well, I guess you got some fixing to do, huh? Alrighty.
I'm literally going to cook them and go like this. I was going to do this at Matt's shelter.
Yeah, if you want. We checked out David's shelter.
I learned how you built your shelter.
Now we're gonna go check out
It's essentially a lean-to, but I just wove it.
Matt's shelter. And then they're gonna roast up some crickets.
Everything Matt does is pretty.
He's a pretty boy. Crickets don't give you a lot of calories, but it's kind of a mental barrier I like people to get through. So in order to earn a handsaw, they've got to cook these crickets. Here's Matt's fire. He built a pretty good, well, there's already a retaining wall there, so he's using that as his fire barrier. Here's his shelter that he made. Had a couple mylar blankets, a towel for his poocher. She's not doing the challenge, so she gets a towel.
And food.
And food, unless Matt's probably secretly eating her dog food at night.
I would have to be pretty damn hungry to eat fucking dog food. So you just took
Let me get back so we can, let me go up here.
shove them into the ground.
You can see the shelter better.
Well, no, I actually did.
See, there's his shelter. Frog spear right next to him, in between them there. Ooh, head rush. He's got a little basket he made. He could probably convert this into a way to catch crawdads. But he kicked that out last night. Not a bad looking basket for something he kicked out in an hour or so. And then He made some little water containers with cactus. So get some willow in there to hold it open so you get water in there. The acids in cactus will kill any bacteria. Plus it gives you a little bit of nutrients. But pretty simple water container. I mean, they're tiny, but if you could find bigger lobes, you could have a bigger container. Where's your bow drill at, Matt?
Bow drill right here.
So, just an ugly, surprise. Matt's stuff is usually pretty. Just a really basic fire hearthboard, spindle, bow. What'd you use for your bearing block?
My knife.
Oh, so he's got his knife for a bearing block, and so this makes bearing blocks easier. He built this a while back. That's just a dime in there, and this is the Mora Garberg.
Yep.
Garberg.
Yeah.
I always pronounce stuff wrong, but yeah, the Garberg.
Stainless steel, not the
But it doesn't come with one of those divots, so he made one a while ago. But this is a great knife, especially for the price. Right around, depends on 60 to 100 bucks. Great knife. And this thing is awesome. The end of it for getting wood shavings, fat wood shavings. Awesome knife.
Yep.
There you go. All right, so there's our crickets. Matt's got a bunch. They each got 20 crickets. He's contemplating eating them. You can see it in his face. He's not really sure if he wants to eat them or not.
I'm gonna eat all of them.
Again, not many calories, but it's something. We can't eat bugs. We're probably the only nation on the globe where we don't eat insects. But it took, 5 minutes to get all those. Sure, you burn all the calories, but whatever. Also, you can use those for fishing bait. But roast them over the hot coals. You have to cook crickets. Otherwise, you could get some sort of parasite. Don't do anything that Bear Grylls does.
Yeah, Brady's a really awesome, nice guy, but yeah. And I mean, he was British SAS, so I mean, he's, a legit badass, but the stuff he does on TV is definitely just TV. Not good, legitimate survival advice.
It's like eating corn on the cob.
Yep.
They brown up pretty quick.
Yep, hot stick.
All you need is some hot coals. Yeah, that rock's holding a lot of heat.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was broken before I started my fire.
Was it cracked? Yeah. That's why we don't put fires in natural caves. Because
Crack the rock.
crack the rock, you got tons of rock falling down on top of your head. You lost this guy again.
That would suck.
Either will.
Just have to find one thin enough. Maybe on this guy here. It's still got the green on it.
You see how brown they get pretty fast.
Someone's still twitching. Yeah, either one of those. Anything that's skinny enough. I like to make sure mine are well done. Just make sure I don't get a parasite.
Yeah, no harm in that. Don't like your stick?
It's too short.
Yeah.
Cook some of mine a little bit more.
Alright.
Like a shish kebab, cricket kebab, grass kebab. Eat up.
Yeah.
Tastes just like a shish kebab, right? Onions.
I've had better shish kebabs.
Onions and mushrooms and peppers and chicken and steak. That's what you got to think about.
Sure.
You got a little something, something.
Probably a leg.
Oh, that doesn't count. You didn't eat all of them. You have to start all over again.
Fuck that.
Not bad, right? Eating worse at restaurants.
I mean, it's doable.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing I've ever eaten.
You ready? What do you think?
That's kind of good. I'm gonna get some more.
It tastes like grasshoppers.
Grasshopper.
Lobster.
Yeah. You're hungry enough. Everything tastes like lobster. Calories, like 2. 2 calories.
I say not many, but yeah.
I can see why fish like these.
Yeah. That's it. That's how you cook up some grasshoppers and gain your saw on our challenge week.
Start your morning at 9.
Good stuff.
I got one right in the tip of my tongue.
So here's Matt's little containers with water.
Yeah, a little willow spacer in there. Probably gonna not look right at the end of this, but
Little mucilaginous.
mm-hmm.
That's that's just gross looking. That's nutrients and hydration
moisture.
and
Yep.
moisture, you know. And it's clean water with all that acid in there. One more? You already did the first one, so.
Yeah. Is it just water and then water you put in there?
All I can think of at this moment is that movie Van Wilder with the donuts.
All right.
Oh my god, these donuts are so good.
It's still warm in the middle. It tastes familiar.
What do you think?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, you can keep using those over and over and over again for water.
So I just skin those out.
So you cut them off, and then you skewer them from where you cut them off. And then I took and I put them over the direct flame, not the coals, because I don't actually want to cook the shell itself. Burned off what I could, and I actually was kind of just rubbing them against a rock. That rubbed a lot of it off, but not all of it. So then I just took the actual blade of my knife and just kind of scraped it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until the actual brown bits actually came off. So you can see on like the ends, I didn't really do that. So that might still have those hairs and stuff in there, which are still irritating.
Yeah, you got to really watch out for those little tiny hairs. The big ones aren't bad because you can find those and pick them out.
Yeah, those little ones.
It's those little guys that are assholes.
Yep.
Nice.
But yep, so just gently scrape and scrape and scrape, and then once that's all done, you can actually hold on to it. I took those same willow sticks, and just very gently was just scraping back and forth, and digging the goo out, and then just scrape back and forth, making sure not to poke through the hole through the side. I had a bigger one than this down there, but I poked through the side as soon as I skewered it to pick it off the ground. I was like, oh, look. Yeah, I just went quick and dirty on mine.
Pretty simple. And then you can make that bigger. I mean, if you wanted to, you could continue on and make it into a fish basket.
Just takes a while.
So you just keep weaving? That's all you do?
So that was the morning of day 2. You saw David had a little bit of troubles throughout the night with his shelter coming down. Fortunately, he wasn't hurt. Good lesson learned. Always make sure that center, that main support, your main crossbeam for the lean-to is strong and sturdy. Don't pick up a dead log off the ground. Cut something fresh so it's not going to break on you in the middle of the night. You got quite a bit of weight on there. But yeah, good learning lesson for him. So hopefully today he'll get a better shelter. Matt's shelter was pretty awesome. They both kicked out a bunch of stuff last night, like I mentioned in that list. Matt only has a few more things to do. David probably has another day or two before he gets his task completed. But I'm going to leave them to their devices for all day today and probably all day tomorrow. I won't even check in on them, kind of let them be. It's a little bit unnerving when for them when I'm not around, so let them deal with that struggle. But I think they're doing all right. They're focused. They're working on their projects. So hopefully by today, I expect Matt to get his stuff done. And then the day after that, David should get his stuff done. And that's when things start getting hard because you don't have a list of chores to do. You have to be creative on your own, and that's what I'm kind of forcing them to do. What will they do for the next 4 or 5 days after they've completed the tasks that I gave them and they've received the tools that they did from completing those tasks? But after, they get a good set of tools. Speaking of tools, you did see around their camp, probably their backpacks, their bags. They're there just for emergency purposes and just in case something goes wrong. They do have all their equipment, all their tools right there. But it's kind of an honor system. They don't use them until they've gained them back. And, I trust people until they prove not to be trusted. But they're doing well. They don't think they've used the tools out of sequence or without earning them. And hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, day 2, the morning of day 2, they're doing really well. I'll check back in on them on the late afternoon or evening of day 3.